Welcome to our Grow My Business webinar. If you are new, it's great to have you here. And if you're returning, thank you for always joining us today. So today, we're going to be having Eyitayo Ogunmola. He's going to be sharing some really practical tips on how you can leverage technology, how you can leverage technology to grow your business. Before we start, I would go through some house rules. So we're going to start with his session first. And then after his session, would have my colleague, Jolade, who will go through the Flutterwave store and what Flutterwave has for business owners. So before we start, this webinar is recorded. So you can always go back to our YouTube channel to find this on our YouTube channel. And if you have missed a previous session, you can always get that on our YouTube channel too. And if you have any questions during the course of the webinar, you can always put that in the Q&A section and not the chat box. You can always talk to attendees in the chat box. And if you have any questions so it doesn't get lost, you can put it in the Q&A section. So now, who is Eyitayo Ogunmola? So he's a technology education entrepreneur that has built a company that helps Africans and people of color learn premium tech skills. And he's the CEO of Utiva, a one-stop shop for everything technology, offering training in data science, product design, product management. So I'm just going to give the floor to Eyitayo so he can just tell us more about himself and also speak on leveraging technology to grow your business.
Good morning. Hi. I'm very excited about this, and I really want to make sure that I give value to everyone that is with me. A bit of introduction. My name is Tayo. I lead the Utiva team. We are also an exciting, Flutterwave merchant, which gives me a lot of joy. Flutterwave gives us a lot of big value for our relationship. Thank you, Victor. Yeah, no, Fiva doesn't sound like Utiva. It doesn't. So it's going to be a beautiful time together because I have a bunch of different things that I actually want to share with you, and I want us to be able to, think about those things together. So I'm going to quickly share my screen, and then we can take the conversation from there. I have spent a good time in the technology industry. I've actually built 2 different technology companies, but the interesting piece is that everybody knows Utiva. So I will just keep it at that. Today, I'm talking about how to leverage technology to grow your business, right? And I think that it's a cliche to say that if you're not using technology to drive growth and drive everything that you do today, you're not pretty much positioning yourself for the opportunities of the future, right? And sometimes one of the things that I have realized, running a business as an entrepreneur too, is that it's tempting to do things traditionally, right? Because it does sound like you can access some opportunities if you do things traditionally today. I'll give you a very good and very interesting example, right? There's a lot of money that Utiva puts on the table because, or Utiva leaves on the table because we don't do physical trainings again. And people still come to me, with some of the guys on my team. In fact, I still had a conversation with some of the guys on my team this morning about, hey, people are demanding, people are asking for physical sessions, physical training. And it's tempting. Honestly, it's very tempting to say, okay, let's do physical training programs, but I'm very intentional about positioning Utiva for the future. And I don't want to be going backward when the world is moving forward. So there's a compromise that you need to make as an entrepreneur, if you run a company, because sometimes if you think about it, you want to leverage technology to drive growth. And many times, trying to leverage technology to drive growth also comes with, some tough decisions that you need to make. So my conversation today with you is going to be around why you need to be thinking technology, and at every elements of the value chain of your business, why you should be leveraging technology as you drive your business growth. At interval, I might put off my video, because I want to optimize internet connectivity. However, I'll make sure that my video is on every time as we engage. So today, guys, let's talk about why you need to change, why the businesses need to evolve. Whatever business you run, as long as you're making money, why do businesses really need to evolve? The first thing you need to think about is the fact that the conversation around, skilled manpower is changing. And these are like traditional business challenges that we face as entrepreneurs, right? Skilled manpower, the dynamics are changing. One of the things I'm even beginning to see that it's exciting is that people are keeping 3-4 jobs, these days in Africa. In the morning, you are a data scientist. In the evening, you're a programmer. Throughout the day, you're a product manager. People are keeping 2 different opportunities at the same time. The second thing I need to mention is that competition is becoming fierce, and competition is interesting these days. If you think about it, you realize that, local businesses are competing with international businesses because everyone is trying to make sure that we capture more values on the table. The environment is also changing. Policies are changing. There's pressure on margins. I think this is interesting because every time we keep asking ourselves, where is the money? Every time narratives around digital paradigms are also changing. If you think about it, everyone is trying to figure out better ways to adopt technologies. People are trying to figure out how to use technology to capture more values, and these are the things that we're experiencing. Remember the days of Nokia, right? That was the biggest value that we had at that time. Nokia thrived 1986 to 2013. BlackBerry came. BlackBerry sounded like another big opportunity. The first, millions I personally made, I made them on BlackBerry. I was running the food delivery business. Exciting days. I can't forget, very interesting days. I was running the food delivery business. I had all my, food delivery agents. I had them on a BlackBerry group. And I had all the businesses I was servicing. I think I was servicing up to like 100 different companies I was delivering food to their, their employees. And in the morning, people would order for the food that they wanted, in the morning. And my delivery agents will go around, pick. And I was using the traditional buy guys, right? They will go around and they will pick the foods, they'll deliver the food. And I was coordinating everything on BlackBerry. I had a team of 5 guys, would be inside my sitting room and would be, all the coordination, online. But I wasn't also thinking about how technology was disrupting the space. And 2 things I want to drop with you today, which is the way I think about technology and business today. You need to be studying as much as you're trying to understand your local ecosystem. And as much as you're trying to understand how business is changing locally, you need to also understand how business is changing internationally, right? Because most of the times, what you would experience is that you would see that the business dynamics internationally often cascade down to your immediate environment. So whatever you see abroad that is happening abroad, if you give it time, you're also going to experience the same thing locally. You're also going to experience something locally. So one of the things I usually do, is to take time and understand the education space in the US, what is changing abroad in the US, especially in the US and in India. Those 2 different countries, you need to pay attention to them. Because whatever happens in the US, chances that these things would also happen locally, right? Would also happen in Nigeria. If you understand, if you study the trends and the patterns, what you will see is that the things that we are experiencing today in terms of innovation, in Nigeria happened in the US some 80 years ago, right? So if you really want to stay ahead of the competition, one of the things you also need to do is you really need to understand the international markets. And that's one of the things I didn't understand. I was doing well on BlackBerry. I had 5 smart guys that were working with me. I had about 100 different businesses that I was servicing, but I wasn't really studying, or I did not study how businesses and food delivery businesses were changing, in the US, and trying to take some of the lessons and adopt them locally. And I'm going to talk about that. And then we move from BlackBerry to Android, from Android, to, of course, iPhone. And then think about CD, DVD to USB, how we had stuff saved on CDs, and we moved from CDs to DVD, from DVD to USB, from USB now to cloud. And then what's the next thing, right? Now, the way businesses are changing because technology is also changing. And remember that most of these things I mentioned, businesses rely on them heavily. Businesses rely on CDs in those days, on DVDs. Business relies on USB. Business rely today on cloud. Then we move from LP to audio tapes to CD to MP3. Now we are streaming live. We are streaming live, and that's the metamorphosis that we've experienced, and we'll keep experiencing this. But today it sounds to me like, okay, after cloud, what's the next thing? If you think about it, it might be a struggle to really understand what the next thing is. But of course, the world will always change. Things will always change. Things would always change. That's one of the things that we must have at the back of our minds. Okay. In terms of taxis, we had yellow taxis. Today now we have Uber, right? We used to have books. I remember when I was growing up, competitive advantage in those days was how many books you carried around. When I was in university, I would have one motivational book to another motivational book because I wanted to impress my friends. I was really reading books. Today, how many people go around with books? I have just one single Kindle, that I try as much as possible to charge every day, and I have hundreds of books, on that same Kindle. The world is changing. And then Airbnb, we are travel agents, trip advisors that would help us to connect with many hotels that we wanted to use. I remember my first travel to the US, looking for hotels. And today, I have about 4 different, properties myself on Airbnb that I'm also making money from. And it's just an exciting time because things are changing so fast. I talked about how I personally used to do food delivery with BlackBerry. Today we have Jumia phones. The dynamics of business, changing every time. You need to pay attention to them. And then, remember how we used to go around with connecting with our friends. Today we're using Facebook actively. It's Instagram. We're following ourselves on TikTok. It's just an interesting time. Technology in sales. How should you be thinking about technology in sales? What can you do? E-commerce, B2C, B2B, CRM, digital marketing, automating your marketing. These are the things I'm going to touch on today because there's a whole lot to talk about. I would have loved to cover a lot, but we have limited time and there's just so much to talk about today. There's so much to talk about today. But the first thing I want you to have at the back of your mind is trying to understand internet penetration in Nigeria, right? See, from 2015 to 2020, you see the way internet penetration in Nigeria or internet usage has increased dramatically. Nigeria today has about 104 million internet users. So what that should remind you is that internet penetration is not going to drop. Internet penetration is going to continue to increase. And if you want to build a competitive advantage, for your business, you need to always remember that internet penetration would always increase. Internet usage would always increase. In fact, by 2025, based on global estimations and projection, 152 million people in Nigeria would have access to the internet. as against what we currently have, which is about 96 million people. And one thing I want you to, spend some time and really think about is this. As the number of internet or as the usage increases in terms of number, the quality also increases, in terms of numbers. In fact, I tell many of my friends that sometimes I get better internet in Nigeria than in London. And that's the truth. It's expensive. I agree. Absolutely agree that it's expensive. But sometimes I'm outside Lagos. I'm in one disconnected community, and then internet penetration in that location is quite very good and sound. Now, I'm not trying to deny the reality, the current reality that, of course, internet has not gotten to its perfect, level or a level of excellence in Nigeria and in Africa. But one of the things you need to think about is that it's always going to get better. That's one of the things you need to remember. It's always going to get better and it's always going to get cheaper. Now, because it's going to get better and it's going to get cheaper, you need to be building the future. And you need to be leveraging internet and be building what will leverage internet as you build. So not just in terms of marketing, also in terms of the operations internally as you build your business, you need to also remember that, globally, the e-commerce economy is increasing. I mean, if you think about fashion and beauty, for example, it's a $620 billion, industry. If you think about the digital music industry, it's a $13 billion industry. Furniture and appliances, a $316 billion industry. Now, as these industries grow and scale across the globe, one of the things that would happen is that would also continue to double the number, locally in Nigeria because of internet penetration. So internet usage is a major thing. Nigeria digital e-commerce market is expected to reach almost 10 billion by 2050. That's about 11.7% increase between this year and 2025. So if you're not selling online, right, you're leaving a lot on the table. Why? Because this industry is going to continue to increase in terms of its expected revenue or its expected value. So you need to continue to position yourself to sell online because selling online is the future. And then when you think about digital buyers in Nigeria, right? In South Africa, you see that Nigeria is really doing pretty much well, maybe because of the population anyway. Our population is quite very high. But in Nigeria, right now, as of 2019, this research is quite very instructive because this is pre-COVID. Now, the reason I put this here is because this is pre-COVID, and I want you to really appreciate the value of these numbers, right? Because if this is happening pre-COVID, if this happened pre-COVID, then you can think about, the entire, digital migration that happened during COVID, how people started to buy so many things online, started to build better products and service, because of the COVID-19 situation. Now, in South Africa, in Nigeria, 76.6% in Nigeria. And that is from 2017, which was 53.3 to 2019, which became 76.6. There's a continuous increase in the volume of online buyers, people that are buying online, people that are shopping online. It would continue to increase. Now, let me say this. The reason you need to continue to think about how you collect money online as a merchant, and sometimes you are tempted, right? Because your customers don't want to use the online platform to buy your product or to make payments, and then you are tempted to want to collect cash, and then you want to collect, through bank transfer. The reason, and that's one of the things I tell my team, the reason you need to be intentional about asking your customer to pay, via your platforms is because you're building a culture or you're building a system that helps you, deliver value to customers digitally. Because in the future, right, it would always get better. It would always increase. I mean, it's not perfect today, but it would always increase as you move forward. And then you don't want to think backward when the world is actually moving, forward. So e-commerce is here to stay. There's a demand. The demand is increasing. Technology is making shopping online very easy. There's unlimited choices for people to make today. And then the traffic, if you think about the traffic also, people are buying more online. I didn't get the opportunity to really pick most of the platforms that are available out there. So I just had to like pick some across different. I know that Flutterwave also has very international, merchant network. So I decided to just pick quite a very broad, merchant network, from Flipkart to Amazon to eBay, the marketplace commission. But one of the things you also need to study is that the marketplace commission will continue to increase, just to attract more more merchants, and also attract more, more buyers online. I did a little bit of research, right? Because I said you should study 2 countries, US, India, maybe China too. These 3 different countries, because whatever you see in those countries would certainly happen in Nigeria. So spend time to study what is happening in the US, study what is happening in China, study what is happening in India. You can boycott, so you can ignore some other countries, but you can't ignore US and India majorly, because whatever you experience in those countries, you would certainly experience them in Nigeria at one point. Economically, in terms of the market dynamics, India has a very, very large, diverse culture. Nigeria has the same. America has the same because of immigration. So you should think about the dynamics, and remember that whatever happens in these countries will certainly happen in our country too. So selling on marketplaces. One recommendation is try and have a unique product, right? Unique products really, really sells better online, because it's an aggregation. There's so many people selling on that same platform. So if you're thinking of what to sell online, every time you have a unique product, you sell better. There's so many people selling bags, t-shirts online. So it's very difficult to discover you yourself, because you're also one of the 10,000 or 20,000, people that are selling things. But when you have a unique product, you rank higher, you sell faster. Use search keywords, to your advantage. Think about what people are really searching for, and use those keywords to your advantage. Google does it better, so you can search on Google keywords that people are searching for when they're trying to buy this, and then use those keywords to your advantage when you're also trying to set up your platform on marketplaces. Don't underestimate the power of keywords, because sometimes I'm looking for something on Amazon, and then I just have to figure out a better way to sell that, a better way to search for that stuff, because I can't find it. I think yesterday I was looking for a cough syrup that I had bought some years back on Amazon, very potent. And then, I couldn't find a better way to search for that cough syrup. The ones I saw were the ones that, of course, the seller actually used some smart keywords, because the competition on marketplace is quite very fierce, and the better keywords that you use, the better it is for you, right? That's a very simple common sense. Now, find a way to stand out from the rest when you're using some of these platforms. Your design, the pictures of your products, try as possible to stand out online. Let me give you an example. I have 4 different, facilities, two in London, 1 in Manchester, and 1 in Nigeria, for Airbnb business. And that's one of the things that I just do on the side. The interesting thing that I noticed is that the clearer the pictures, the more attracted people are to my space or to the service that I provide. Try to use good and clear pictures. That really works. The good designs of your product really, really sells faster. Don't just take the picture with your mobile phone and move on, right? Take your mobile phone, make sure that the pictures are very high quality pictures. They are very good. Put some nice designs, because the more you stand out from the rest, the better it is for you. And sometimes when I try to get feedback from those that use my product, online, one of the things I hear from them is, I just got attracted to, the brightness of the sitting room. They could really see the details, because the details is very important to them. People zoom the pictures, they want to see, what the sitting room really looks like. So I try as much as possible to use a digital camera to snap the picture. If you don't have access to the digital camera, try to use a very quality, phone to snap the picture, because you want to make sure that you give people the best. Now, stay in touch with the marketplace employees. Use all your social media platforms. All. Don't leave any money on the table, from Facebook to LinkedIn to Twitter, to get in touch, or call the product managers and the category managers. Now, sometimes you need to build a form of, not sometimes, every time, you need to make sure that you have very solid social media credibility, so that when you also run into trouble, you can reach out to, some of the, the category managers when you need help. Okay, how do you choose your best e-commerce? I'm not going to spend time here, because I want to believe that everybody that is on this call, has actually made that decision. But you can actually have a custom e-commerce platform for yourself, right? Get specialized web designer, a programmer, tell them to build a custom e-commerce platform for you. That's one of the things that you might think about, right? I think it's a decision on either to build or to buy, depending on what your vision is. If you want to become the next Jumia, build from scratch and start to experiment, start to see how it works. Maybe you might become, lucky. Build your own custom e-commerce platform for yourself. Or you get an already existing solution, and then you try as much as possible to customize it to your need. Even education companies today, use Teachable, Thinkific, and they're just trying to customize, for themselves. You can also have a self-hosted e-commerce platform, just like I mentioned, host it yourself, host on any platform yourself, and get it out there. You can have a software as a service e-commerce platform. It's quite very easy to set up a shop today on Shopify. It's very easy to set up a shop on BigCommerce. There are a range of features that you can use. The good thing is that it's also safe. Most of them are affordable. And the big value is that you don't have to pay a lot of money upfront, because it's a subscription, and that's good. So if your business doesn't have a lot of technical resources, if you don't need a lot of, you have to make that decision, right? Look at your business internally. If you think you don't require a lot of, technical resources internally, then a software as a service platform is a very good choice. It's easy to set up. There are a bunch of videos on YouTube that can really help you set these things up fast. But try as much as possible that whatever you're selling online. You need to be selling online because of the ease. The good thing with some of these software, some of the SaaS e-commerce platform, is that they give you continuous, features. They launch new features that will really help you to reach your customers and deliver value to your customers, better as you move on the journey. Payment gateways. Yes. The reason I try to emphasize payment gateways is because you need to make sure that, I need to waste time on that, because most of you guys on this call already are collecting money with Flutterwave or with one of the other payment gateway. When I made a decision as an entrepreneur to move on Flutterwave, I made the decision because of the analytics, right? I was very, very interested in seeing the data. I wanted to see how many people are paying for our learning programs every day, and where are they coming from? How are they making the payment? So that we can make saner decisions. We can make better decisions, right? So you need to really, really, leverage some of the tools that Flutterwave gives, on their platform, and you want to make sure that you're checking all these tools, right? You're checking them out. I spend an average of 30 minutes every day, on my payments gateway, on Flutterwave, because money is very important, when you run your business, and you want to make sure that you really understand everything. Yesterday, we still, not on Friday, my team still launched the installmental payment thing on Flutterwave, because we are trying to figure out how do we get students to actually pay at installments. These things are very important because, customers are looking for better ways to buy your product, and you're also looking for better ways to deliver services to your customers. And usually the interconnection between customers and you is payment. So you want to make sure that you figure out better ways to collect money, and you also need to figure out better ways to deliver value to the customers. And that's one of the things that my team really focuses so much on. And PayPal is quite very important too. And thank God that Flutterwave has helped us, to figure out, the PayPal way to collect money. Because for example, if you think about Utiva, right? One of the things that we noticed is that there are so many people abroad. I think almost like 14% of our students are coming from, okay, someone says you can't hear anything. Mic check, I hope you can still hear me, because please, if you can hear me, can you drop a chat in the chat room so that I can be sure that you guys can hear me? This message was 10:20 a.m. That was some minutes ago. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Others can hear me. So as I was saying, I try as much as possible to spend time, on our payment platform to figure out how to collect money. And then we started to realize that, about 14% of our students are Africans and diaspora. How do we collect money from Africans and diaspora? You never know where your customers are coming from. Please spend time on your payment gateway. Try and understand where your customers are coming from. It's very important because you want to know where your customers are coming from so that you can target them, right? That is also important to us. So how many customers are even abandoning payments? How many payments are bouncing back? I've forgotten the word that is used, but how many payments are bouncing back? Or how many transactions are failing? So that you can know how to reach out to them and say, hey, you try to make payment on our platform, but you couldn't go through. So how can we be of help to you? It's very important, Logistics. There's so many, delivery services out there today. But try as much as possible to automate your shipping as much as you can. Because I don't ship physical products, right? I ship, values as a service. We do learning. One of the things we had to really figure out is, how from collecting payments to getting our students into class, and from getting them into class to getting them to continue learning, from getting them to continue learning to get them to complete their payment, and then get them to continue learning. This stuff I just described is difficult. Why? Because I think it's attitudinal in Nigeria, right? When someone makes payment, I don't think it's a Nigerian thing. I think it's just human, right? When people make payment for something, immediately, they want to have a feel that they are actually getting the value, So the whole promise of, we'll deliver to you in the next 36 hours is good. But you need to figure out a way to give immediate value. They just have to have something they can touch, they can read, they can watch as a video, right? You need to figure that out. So when someone makes payment for your products, even if you're unable to deliver to them immediately, give them something like a video, that talks about your product, and it's good when you do it as a CEO yourself, right? Good morning, thank you for buying my product. I just want to let you know that I will deliver this to you in the next 36 hours. But before that time, I want you to watch this video and see this. Give your customers the feel of, I know that you've paid for this thing and there is a time value of money. So I'm giving you a value right now. That's important. Then you also need to figure out the logistics of the logistics itself. Try as much as possible to automate your shipping. I know it's very difficult in Nigeria today because of so many, factors, but think through assembling, packaging, distribution, very important. Get reliable logistics advantages. Think of logistics companies that can help you deliver your products. Think of how you want to package it. And every time think of how you want to reduce the time of delivery. How do you want to reduce the time of delivery? The network effect is also good. If you can leverage the network effect, is very good. That's one of the things that we are trying to leverage even at Utiva right now, because sometimes you pay for a training program on the 10th, and then your class actually starts on the 30th, right? I know that I've given you a video to watch, and then it looks like you're getting value. But 10 to 30th is a long time, and I want to shorten that time. So we are leveraging the network effect to help our students, our new students, get some sense of, value. Sometimes it's, connecting with other students, working on assignments together, working on projects together, because it gives them a sense of, okay, I paid for this program, now I'm in class. Now, if you think about it as an entrepreneur yourself, as a service provider yourself, as a merchant yourself, you realize that it can be very difficult to deliver these things, especially when you're delivering physical goods. It might be a little bit challenging, but always think of how to shorten the time, because time, value of money is very important. So, there's so many logistic partners in Nigeria, but I can just mention a few of them, think of a few that you can work on, and also feel free to experiment. Back office, how do you manage your inventory? How do you manage your order? Return, when people ask for return, your accounting, purchase, supply chain, all these things, how do you manage them? Let's go do a deep dive into some of those things a little bit. CRM software is very, very important. We currently use HubSpot. We internally, we struggled with HubSpot. So if you struggle with HubSpot too, or you struggle with any of the CRM solution, don't overwork yourself, but just try to use CRM solutions. CRM solutions are actually very good because they help you manage the contacts of your customers, who is buying, when are they buying, contracts, sales, leads, who is dropping off, who is paying. All these things are effectively managed, on some of this, on this CRM solution. Now, I do apologize because I need to put off my video for another few minutes, but the conversation continues. So try as much as possible to leverage CRM solution for your business. And my recommendation, if you're struggling to figure out the best CRM for your business, I would say go on YouTube. I would have loved to really, really talk about many CRM, solutions today, but, we also have a constraint of time. And I want to make sure that, we don't get kicked out because of time. But try and watch as many videos as you can on YouTube, right? You will see many CRM solutions that you can use that are available for you. There's so many of them, right? And I'm trying to identify a few of them, from HubSpot to Salesbox, to Suite CRM, to Bitrix, to Zoho, a lot of them, right? And some of them allow you to even use, them for free. And then you can upgrade. So for example, on HubSpot, you can import free, contacts, unlimited. And we started using HubSpot, and I'm not trying to market for HubSpot. I can only tell you what I know, but most of these CRM solutions are almost the same, everywhere, with some little differences. So HubSpot, for example, gives you unlimited free contacts. You can upload all the customers of your all the contacts of your customers, and then unlimited free users. In terms of storage, also unlimited on HubSpot. And if you can see the chart here, you will see that there are so many unlimited free here, right? And then with just $10 per user. So if you're a small business and you are the only user, $10 per month, you can get to upgrade your HubSpot. Another one that I really, really love here is Zoho, right? Zoho gives you unlimited free contacts. And they have a very, very good, user experience too. If you're looking for good user experience, Zoho has a very good user experience. Zoho also gives you 10 free users, unlimited storage, free support. With $12 per month, you can access the upgrade. You can access the better features, on Zoho. One of the things you need to also see here is that most of these CRMs have good, good service when it comes to like uploading your contact, because they actually want you to upload your contact. Now, for those that are asking me what CRM means, CRM is a customer relationship management tool. A CRM is a customer relationship management tool. It helps you to manage your entire, customers network. Okay. It helps you to manage your entire customer relationship network. That is one of the good values that you get from a CRM. Now, CRM helps you to upload your customers. You upload your customers' contacts. They help you to figure out how you are relating with your customers. So for instance, when was the last time I called my customer? CRM can help you organize that. When is my customer promising to make payments? Do we have a contract sent to the customer? As we sent an invoice to the customer, is the customer declining? Is the customer asking me to call her back? So for example, if you deal with a lot of customers, you don't want to forget when the customer says, call me back on Monday morning. You want to remember, easily. So when you use a CRM helps you to really organize all these things effectively, right? And then, invest also on customer support. There's so many customer support, tools out there, you can check out Salesforce, very good customer support tool. But the good thing with customer support tools is that, most of the things when you are not there, when you're not live, in the middle of the night, when you're sleeping, right? A good customer support tool would help your customer to engage with your platform or engage on your platform, when you are not there in your absence. And that's very important. And also remember that you need to automate your business. Automation needs to always be at the back of your mind. Because how would you reach 10,000 customers if you're not automated? So you need to continue to automate. Integration. If you feel that you're using multiple tools at the same time, let me give you an example. There's this different tool you use for sending emails, another tool for collecting money, another tool for customer, management. You can now begin to think of integrating all these different tools at the back office. We use Zapier, because you can use Zapier. You can integrate your Flutterwave to your email marketing tool, to your customer relationship management tool, through Zapier. So look at Zapier. Take note of Zapier. You can also watch Zapier's video on YouTube to see how to better do that. So for example, when you collect money on Flutterwave, right? You want to be able to send an email to the customer to say, thank you for making payments. We will reach out to you tomorrow and, share, with you, right? You can do that you can integrate that, through Zapier. Because, Flutterwave gives you a seamless way of collecting money. Your email marketing tool gives you a seamless way of sending emails to your customers, right? But you want to be able to automate this. So we have done this internally and we've done it well. We automate the way our customer gets emails once they make payments. When our customer gets emails once they make payments, we automate that seamlessly. So try and also think of how you can also automate that seamlessly from your end so that it becomes a lot easy. to continue to connect with your customers. Before I get into digital marketing, continuous communication with your customer is the biggest value of integration. That's my own thoughts. That's pretty much the way I think about integration. Continuous communication with your customer is the value of integration. So as the lead of the Utiva team, as someone that leads a team, right? I want to be able to send emails to everyone that makes payments for our classes, and I'm talking about hundreds of students every day. So what I did was just to automate it. I automated it. I connected Flutterwave to our email marketing tool, which is Aweber. We're using Aweber internally. Is it Aweber or Aweber? We're using, I'll just call it Aweber. We're using Aweber internally. And then what I did was to automate it in such a way that once you make payments, you get an email from me saying, thank you so much. We just recently executed that. Thank you so much for trusting Utiva. I just realized that you made payment for one of our learning programs. This is my personal email in case you run into trouble. Feel free to reach out to me. And I automated that email once every 2 weeks so that you get an email from me this week, next 2 weeks, continuously. Even when you're done with your learning program, you still get an email from me for the next 2 weeks, right? So integration is very, very important. Try and integrate. If someone pays on Flutterwave for your learning program, right? Try and integrate your email marketing tool so that once you have delivered the product to the person, they still get an email from you saying, thank you so much for trusting me last month, for buying this product from me. I just wanted to say that, it really means a lot for me. And then you don't have to do that manually, you can integrate it. So just watch Zapier video to see how you can integrate an email marketing tool to Flutterwave, and it's very seamless. There's so much to talk about. Digital marketing, because marketing is everything. Sorry, excuse me. Marketing is everything. If you're not marketing, you're dead from day one. You need to be marketing, and then you need to do a lot of digital marketing. The value of digital marketing as against traditional marketing. I'm not saying you should forget traditional marketing, because I do traditional marketing too. Yesterday, our company still distributed about 20,000 flyers. We do traditional marketing, but we cannot analyze the outcome of traditional marketing. And that's the challenge with traditional marketing. You can't analyze the outcome. Excuse me. So you need to continue to market, online. You need to continue to market online, because most of us are not novices to, traditional marketing. Most of us are not novices to traditional marketing. There are 4 different types of marketing here: organic, inbound, inorganic, outbound, social media, email marketing. These are like the different marketing, options that are available, out there. In terms of organic, right? Marketing activities, as long as they bring visitors in, rather than you having marketers, go out, right? It's inbound marketing, forums, online videos, comment marketing, news and media, search engine optimization, emails, infographics. There's a whole lot to do. Feel free to experiment with all these so that you can know the one that really works, for you, for your company. You want to continue to invest in marketing, inbound marketing, so that you can continue to get a lot of free traffic, to a particular, source, or a particular content, or a particular product that you want to sell. Outbound marketing, outbound marketing is opposite of inbound marketing, of course, where customers now find you, right? The goal is to make customers to find you, mostly through various paid or some search engine marketing, activities that you do. So sometimes when you invest in radio, you invest in television, do outdoors, or you send direct emails, or you advertise on your digital platforms where you do, pay per click. You're trying to get more customers to find you. Then social media marketing, I just think that everybody needs to be investing in social media marketing. Spend $2 of your money, $3, $10, $20 every time. If you're a small business, spend dollars every time, advertising your product. And sometimes you don't have to advertise your product. You can advertise free knowledge, or you can invest into, selling free knowledge. Let me give you an example. I think everybody has knowledge or expertise in some certain areas, and most times we ignore it. So yes, certainly. Thank you so much, Sheil. I get your message. Yes is the answer to your message. So if you, let's say that you have a particular knowledge on how to buy a product cheaper online, right? Invest into dishing out that knowledge on social media and getting it to people, for free, without, selling anything, and increase traffic to your product. So sometimes I would say stuff like, guys, I just realized that there's a new, opportunity for you to learn these and these and these in 2 hours. I just saw the free content, and I've attached the content link here. Check it out. It's free. You don't have to pay a dime for it. For more information like this, follow me on social media. Boom. That's the goal. And that's how I actually increased my followership on LinkedIn to almost 82,000, followers on LinkedIn. So I dish out free content. Sometimes I would say, oh, catch me in the evening. I'm training people on how to do this and this and this, for free. Feel free to spend money to advertise free stuffs, because when you spend money to advertise free stuffs, you are increasing your thought leadership, you are increasing your respect, credibility, and followership. That's what you're doing. It's not every time that you sell product that you say, hey, buy this product, and then you place ads on it. There's a very basic lesson here that I put here. I actually saw it online and I found it very interesting. On Twitter is about what has worked for you that you want to share with others, right? Facebook is about, getting people to see what you love, sharing testimonials. YouTube is how you get things done. YouTube is about, hey guys, let me show you how I eat my samosa. Twitter is, guys, I'm eating my samosa at the moment. If you're interested in samosa, retweet. LinkedIn is, I'm an expert in this thing. I'm trying to build credibility. LinkedIn is my thing. I love LinkedIn so much, because I sell learning, maybe. Instagram is dishing out videos, and also, short videos, and also pictures on how you get things done, on LinkedIn. Email marketing. I mean, my team, if you know Utiva very well, we're trying to get better in our email marketing, but we're very aggressive when it comes to, reaching out to our prospect every time. Do what works for you when it comes to email marketing, but remember that you need to speak to the heart. As I round up, my lesson when it comes to sending emails is you need to talk to people as though you're talking to them personally. You need to talk to people as though you're talking to them personally, and not as though they're talking to a machine. You need to talk to people as though you're talking to them personally. You need to be very, very emotional when you reach out to people. You need to connect with people. You need to tell stories. Storytelling is very, very important. And try to automate your marketing, because sometimes you're not just in the vibe or in the energy to write, but because you've written in the past, you can dish out those information every time. This is where I'm going to stop. I would have loved to go on and on, but because we have limited time, thank you so much, guys, for attending my session. I mean, it really means a lot to me, and thank you so much, Flutterwave, for doing this. This means so much. I will popcorn it back to Shewan and Yewande here. Thank you so much, guys, for being a part of this conversation.
Hi, thank you, Eyitayo, very much. I think one thing I got from your talk is you need to be building the future. Like for business owners, you need to keep building. Right now, if you have any questions, you can drop that in the Q&A section. So we're going to Jolade's part where she'll be sharing what Flutterwave has for business owners.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jolade. I am the product manager for the Flutterwave store. And today I'll just walk you through what the Flutterwave store is, how you can use this to, continue to sell more. I really liked the session that we just listened to from Eyitayo. I think that, some of the things that I talk about will, tick those boxes for you guys. Okay, so first things first, what is the Flutterwave store? It is simply our easiest e-commerce tool for you to get online to start to sell. And you don't need to know how to code. You don't need to have any technical skills, advanced abilities to build websites. It's very simple. You simply go online, click on the sign up now button, and you're good to go in 5 minutes or less. How did we come about the Flutterwave store, right? So in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, we found that more and more of our merchants were unable to continue commerce as they knew it because of the lockdowns. Their, customers couldn't buy from them. They couldn't sell to their customers. And so we built this product, the Flutterwave store, to make it possible for the merchants to continue to sell, thereby keeping the lights on for them, essentially. And so there are a couple of key features that I'd like to highlight of the store. You are able to upload your products with multiple variants. So say a product comes in various colors and various sizes. The Flutterwave store lets you upload those products in that format. And with our inventory management tool, you can add the stock levels for each of those variations. So in the past, we would have in stock and out of stock, but you can set the exact levels of those quantities. And you can rest assured that your credit card information, your customer's credit card information is 100% safe, as we have an inbuilt fraud management system. And the next thing is the Pci Dss Compliance, which goes hand in hand with that. It means that all the information that is shared in our environment is safe, like I said before. We also have multiple payment options, which include cards, bank transfer, USSD, QR code. So your customers are spoiled for choice when it comes to paying you. You're able to receive local and international payments as well. So that's something that you don't have to worry about. In terms of accessing your dashboard, we understand that not everybody will be able to go to their laptops every time they want to make changes. And so we have the mobile app version that lets you go there to, change any product details you want, whether the price, the quantity, the availability status, all of that you can do right from your mobile phone. And you're also able to set discounts unique to your store. So depending on the time of the year, if you're feeling generous and you want to set up a discount, the store allows you to do that. Who can use it? So we welcome everyone to the Flutterwave store. You can be an individual, or you might have a business already registered. You're able to use the Flutterwave store. You just need to upload your information so that we know exactly who you are, and you're good to go from then on. I'll just show you a short video on how the store works.
What does the path to success in your online business look like? What are the ingredients needed to succeed in selling online? Here's the obvious things. You need the Flutterwave store. Here are the ingredients you need to succeed. Great product images, responsive layout, default payments integration, instant notifications, fast checkout, and even delivery. If you have no coding skills or knowledge, you're just as welcome because the Flutterwave store doesn't require any. You can create a store for your business for free and start selling in 5 minutes or less. Step 1. Visit www.flutterwave.com/store and click on Set up your store for free. Step 2. Complete the sign up form and click Get Started. 3. Check your email inbox for verification mail and click on the link. Select how you want to accept payments. Step 4. Click on Store in the side menu of your admin panel, fill in the details, and take it online. Step 5. Add products and start selling. Create your own online store today and receive payments from around the world. The Flutterwave store. Just sign up, list, and sell. It's that easy.
All right, I hope that gives everyone an idea.
Hi guys,
of what it is.
my name is Ted, and I'm a product designer at Flutterwave. I want to work.
Just pause this. Okay, so here I have outlined just a mock store, a mock merchant store, and showing us what the process is from the point at which the merchant is, visited by a customer on their store, all the way to the point at which the merchants themselves are paid. So the first thing is the customer from the stores. You saw the store will be filled out with an array of products. So the customer will then, be able to scroll through and see precisely what they want. They then select on that product, proceed to checkout, impute their customer details, which the personal information as well as the delivery information. And then at that point on, they can now select the pay now option. At that point, they see the array of payment options that I talked about earlier. Once the customer sees that, they're able to choose their preferred means of payment and then make the payment right away. Immediately this is done, the merchant receives value. They can then start to pick and pack the item from their, whether it's a shop or a factory or wherever it is that the goods are kept. And then they process this order. So the merchant can then, dispatch the goods directly to the customer. If there are any specific notes, customers are able to impute notes at checkout. So if there's anything specific the customer is trying to communicate to the merchant, they will see it in the order information as well. After this is done, the merchants can always go back to the dashboard just to see all the orders that came in the day or during the week or during the month, and then be able to make sense of that information and then, use it for the benefit of their business. In terms of pricing, the pricing is unique to our region. For the purpose of this call, which is Nigeria-based, I'm highlighting what the processing fee is for Nigeria. So for local transactions, that's 1.4% processing fee, and then for international transactions, it's 3.8%. So one thing to point out is that you receive your money in your wallet right away. However, in terms of getting your money in your bank account, you get that the following day. So that's T+1. Transaction limits will depend on the type of accounts that you have. So if you have any specific questions about that, you can always send us an email and we'll confirm to you. And then the transaction charges can be borne by you, the merchant, or you can choose to pass this on to your customer. What we do is create that flexibility for you to decide. We have a lot of merchants who are absolutely in love with the product, and here I have highlighted that of Younger Beauties. This is just a glimpse of what her store looks like. All right, let's see.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Oloko. I am an experienced makeup brow artist and the founder of Younger Beauty. I got into makeup artistry in 2011, and it's been an amazing journey. Fast forward to 2014, I had an experience where I used an inferior eyeliner, which I couldn't have makeup on for a year, which really was depressing. And in my recovery period, I started to research and try to create my own beauty product that would be premium, cruelty-free, superior, suitable, and reliable for the African woman. And in that, I discovered that the African woman or women were less represented, in the sense that foundations, makeup weren't that suitable for our complexion, the climate. They were not easily accessible to our market, and I decided to bridge the gap. At Yanga Beauty, we offer beauty products and services that empower the African woman to look good, feel confident and comfortable in the way that she presents herself to the world. At Yanga Beauty, we believe that the first requisite to success or to thrive is to confer benefits and the reward will come automatically as a matter of course. We are so big on customer satisfaction. We actually call our customers jewels because they are valuable, precious, and unique in their own right. We're so big on social commerce, and we build conversations and connections via our digital channels. So I love the Flutterwave store because it is super simple to use. I'm able to send that link to our customers, and there's like an automatic invoice that just comes in. So even if I'm not around, my corporate support specialist receives that invoice to confirm the payment, and then it's so easy for us to fulfill our orders. So I remember when I was trying to build up my makeup kits, and I had to buy like a big eyeshadow palette, which didn't quite turn out well. And that encouraged me to make our own eyeshadow palettes, just putting the key colors there and liners. And I had a conversation with one of our jewels, and she was sharing how she loved the eyeshadow palette because it was just exactly what she needed. That was so encouraging to read, because it just meant that we were actually fulfilling a need in that time. One of the biggest challenges would have to be accepting international payments. I mean, we will get requests, do you have a retail partner in the US? Do you have a retail partner in South Africa or Ghana? And it was so frustrating that we had these products, but we couldn't, accept payments for them. And when we found Flutterwave, it was just like a breakthrough moment for us. So we're able to accept, different currencies on one platform, which is just mind-blowing, and just we experienced so many challenges. I don't think that receiving money should be one. So finding Flutterwave has just, solved that problem a whole lot, and just simplified our payments and operations here.
Right. So you have heard it from the horse's mouth. Just a few things to highlight. We do have some exciting features coming soon. One of them is our integrated trackable last mile delivery solutions, meaning that at the point at which the goods are dispatched, the merchant will be notified and the customer will be notified as well. And then we will have digitized to as many social channels as you want. And then ratings and reviews will be accessible such that the customers that come to your store and have an excellent experience definitely can, talk about it and make it visible to others who can then patronize you. On this journey, you will have a host of tools and resources available to you, such as the Grow My Business webinar, which we're on right now. We will also, curate these, like Sheol had mentioned at the beginning of the session. So you can always go back there and view any of the videos that resonates with you. All in all, the Flutterwave store makes life easy for you, makes life a lot easier for your customers. They don't have to send you messages where you send them the price or the availability. You don't have to send your bank account. Once you have that link, circulated on all your social media channels, and they have the links, they can go straight to your store and, order from you. Thank you everyone for listening, and we'll take questions in the Q&A section.
Hi, thank you, Jolade. So now we'll be going to the Q&A section. So if you have any questions for Eyitayo and Jolade, you can just put that there because I'll be going through that. So the first question is, please, can we have the access to the slides after the webinar? Well, this is being recorded, and it'll be sent out to everyone this week. And if you don't get the email, you can always check our YouTube channel. Also this week, it will be live on our YouTube channel. The next question is for Jolade. Does Flutterwave work with Woocommerce?
Yes, so we have integration capabilities that are available on our website, actually. So you can go on there and look at the specific website that you're trying to integrate with and find just how to, but yes, it does.
Thank you, Jola. For Eyitayo, someone is asking, what would you say is the most efficient way of marketing online for B2B?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I mean, I have experimented a couple of different things, but number one thing that I can tell you for free that really works is, telling the story of case studies. Case studies really work so much. So yourself and an old client that you have, that you've delivered an amazing value to, that you really think that is happy about your product or your service, should do like a 1-minute video. Get the client to talk about the work. Hey, my name is Sheon. I work with Flutterwave. I sent 5 of my staff last month to learn at Utiva. It was an amazing experience. If I get that kind of video from Sheon, that is a better way to market, a B2B relationship. So testimonials from the clients is something that is very solid. But if you're trying to market online, testimonials like videos, text is so, it's like a cliche these days, but video testimonials from the clients is good. But if you can also invest on a what's it called, on a business case or a case study, right? A case study is a very interesting way to go about this, because you can create a short landing page that narrates the story of what you've done for that client, pictures of the product or the service that you deliver to the client. It's a very good way to market, and then you can push that out on social media.
Thank you, Eyitayo. The next question is, hi there, I'm glad I attended this. I would love to hear your view on gathering data. How do I manage getting overwhelmed with lots of tools when getting started at an early stage? I am tech-oriented, so I have vast knowledge of tools I can leverage on.
Yeah, I mean, because you're tech-oriented, it can be very overwhelming, because you always see another tool that sounds, very good for your business. I think that it's compromise. You have to be ready to let go of some tools, even when they look like they give you better value. Because if you think about it, tool migration is a very big challenge because you're losing data. But I would say that you should leverage integration so much, right? Many of those tools are free, right? So you're tempted to use them, but if you're super smart, you can do integration. Integrate one tool to another tool. Always think of, how do I integrate this tool and connect it to another tool, so that you can create a seamless, interconnection between the different tools. I mean, that's one of the things my team invests a lot of time in, trying to figure out a way to integrate and create seamless flow, because we need to do that. So integration is the way to go. Compromise, be ready to let go. If a tool sounds interesting, you don't have to use all the tools out there, but you're not trying to create a toolbox, right? So just let go of some tools if they look good, but because you've been using one before, because you don't want to migrate from one tool to another tool, because you will lose access to your data and the analytics that comes with it. That's the way I would think about it.
All right, thank you. So we'll just be going through 2 to 3 more questions because of time. So the next question is for Jolade. Can I sell digital products on Flutterwave store?
Okay, so at the moment, I would advise that you can advertise there, but in terms of the customer having a very seamless experience, you can use the payment links such that when the customer pays for it, they can download they can get that prompt of, downloading immediately. But sometimes some people say that they want to be able to put the entire array on Flutterwave store, even though they may then have to email the customer the product separately. So you can play around with it and see which of the two you would prefer.
Thank you. The next question is for Eyitayo. What's the best free stuff you can share if you're selling hoodies?
I didn't hear that. Can you say that again? If you're selling true one.
What's the best free stuff you can share if you're selling hoodies?
Okay. I want to identify fake and from original products. Good. So one of the free things you can sell, right, online so one of the free information you can share online, if you sell goodies, is just educate people on how to identify fake products, right? That is one of the great ways to get a lot of traffic. People struggle with finding fake products or differentiating fake products from original products. That's one of the things you can sell. You can also share how to shop online faster. I think that you should talk to your customers, have conversations with your customers, get information from them about, hey, what would they like to know? What are the choke points? What do they really struggle with? Then do short videos on all these little pieces of little information and push them out there.
Thank you. Jolade, the next question is, hi, is there a way to change the layout of my store, like design it to display my store name and logo, just like that of Younger Beauties you just showed us? Currently, yes. My store displays differently.
Okay, so that's strange. Maybe you need to refresh. So you can upload your logo right at the point at which you get onto the dashboard. You will see, so you know how you have to put your store information. At the top of that, there's a column where you can upload images. So you can put your logo there and then save the changes so that it reflects. But yeah, that's definitely possible. In terms of designing it to, change the color or the font, as of now, it's a standardized template, but definitely you're able to customize the content or the products that you upload. I hope that clarifies.
All right, thank you. So I think we're done with questions for now. If you haven't gotten to your question, you can always reach out to us. Our Instagram page is at the Flutterwave on Instagram, and on Facebook it's Flutterwave. On Twitter it's also the Flutterwave. And if you're trying to reach out to us for any issues that you might be having, you can reach us on Twitter at FLW Support. And I think someone is asking, so we also advertise your Flutterwave store for you. So you can just tag us or use the hashtag Flutterwave store so we can find you easily. So we share that on our IG stories, so that can help you get visibility on your store. This webinar will be shared with you during the week, and you can also find it on our YouTube channel, Flutterwave. If you have any questions, you can also send us an email at hi@flutterwavego.com. Eyitayo, do you want to share how people can reach you or stay in touch with you?
Absolutely. I mean, I am very active on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is one of the fastest way to reach me. So I'm just going to share my LinkedIn URL and also share my email address. I mean, feel free to reach out to me via any of those two platforms. I'm sharing that right now. Yes, I just did. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us this morning. Thank you, Eyitayo. I hope this session has been insightful for everybody. Thank you for joining us. See you next 2 weeks.